Yeah, you're. Look, you fucked up the camera.
Episode 22. Yeah.
Double deuce.
Double deuce.
Anybody out there that's familiar with the internet? Pew Pew 22.
Of my podcast is Man Cave. I'm Glenn Stewart, and that's Jonathan Gates.
Oh no, I don't have my keyboard in front of me.
Oh God.
Let me change the camera. All right, back to you, buddy.
Back to me. I'm excited about it all, though. Johnny, I don't know if Toys R Us, do you really think that with everything online, with Amazon taking over the world, and you think it would be really wise to open a store?
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't shop at it.
No, because, I mean, you can literally order it on Amazon, and it'd be at your house in 2 or 3 days.
Again, I wouldn't shop at it. I mean, I order all. I mean, we had a very Amazon Christmas for the last, probably 5 or 6 years. Easy. Oh yeah, you got an itch there?
Yeah.
So, anyway. I don't think Toys R Us should open more stores now.
Me either. I don't either. I don't really think it would work out. In fact, I mean, I question now because they're bitching about all the space that we take up as a society, and like the thing is like with all this online shopping, you don't have to go anywhere. The only problem is like Lowe's and shit like that when you want to see it before you buy it, kind of.
Like sinks and faucets and stuff like that? What are you talking about?
Well, no, like the shelving.
Like 2x4s?
So, like, I'm one of those people, like, you know the Wish app thing or whatever?
Yeah.
And it's always like this miniature version of
I'm
something.
ordering an anvil, and I think it's 54 pounds, and it's 2.
It's all it is for throwing at dogs.
That's what I could use my anvil for.
No,
Sorry.
you can open a miniature smithy shop.
A miniature what?
Smithy. Never been.
Oh. Little bitty knives?
Yeah.
Little bitty.
Yeah.
I make nails.
I make nails.
I make finishing nails.
I make nails.
So, you played the club this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, the first night was
Friday and Saturday, right?
yeah,
Okay.
Friday was a really like low night. They only had like 14 people in the club.
Really?
Yeah, and we it was
they
one of those nights where you had to work for it. You had to really work hard because they were not they weren't super stoked.
Wonder what y'all were competing against.
The after Christmas blues.
Oh yeah, nobody's got any money.
Nobody's got shit.
Yeah, everybody's
and then
tired.
Saturday we had a pretty good crowd, and then I got told after the show that a joke that I made got a complaint. So it's always good. Because I'm a firm believer that jokes aren't written with a malice intention and you know me, I like to go for the racy material anyway.
Yes.
I like to make people a tad bit on the uncomfortable side.
So is that what the joke was? Something that was on the edge, on the cusp?
No, so sometimes
You don't have to tell your bit if you don't want to.
I'm not going to tell the whole bit, but what I'll
No, tell us the whole thing.
Okay, so the other day I was on Amazon. No, I'm just kidding. I clicked on my internet browser.
Right.
And so Yahoo News pops up, a trusted news source.
Uh-huh.
And it said a number 1 selling book item for this year was Santa's Husband, the Christmas book. It's a storybook about Santa's husband because we're reforming everything.
Is that Mr. Claus also?
Right.
Huh. All right.
So the thing is it shows a loving white Santa Claus looking lovingly into his black gay Santa Claus husband's eyes, and they're locked in this sweet little, and my first thought as a comic was that's going to be a hard sell, and the main reason it's going to be a hard sell is below the Mason-Dixon line it's not quite 2019. Like there's going to be some places black gay Santa Claus can't come
Right,
in.
he can't fly.
After they can.
That's right.
He's not going to be able to come in the house. And I said, and I don't care if you're black or gay at the same time. It's whatever you want to do. I don't care. My thing is it has been my experience in the community that black and gay is it's not a unicorn like in California, but in Shreveport it's kind of a unicorn. Well, then big, gay, and jolly, and he gives presents to kids. Like he's not. It's a whole different meaning in Shreveport.
Yeah,
is what I was saying.
right.
So anyway, and I said, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to change this in every aspect? Are we going to? I mean, because they want everything's got to conform, and we've got to change shit that didn't need to be changed. Now we got to change it to make it where everybody feels excited. So I mean, but I don't understand why he couldn't have just been Black Santa. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's Black Santas everywhere.
Right, but I'm saying make the book about just Black Santa or
Right.
just gay Santa. You know, that's fine.
Well.
No, what I'm
No,
saying.
no. I cringe at it because it's just not something I'd buy. So, but I
Right,
don't.
but you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
it don't matter.
But then,
Yeah.
are we going to change this to everything? And then I look at the audience and I'm like, because I'm going to let you know, even though we're in 2020 now, Black Gay Jesus is going to be a PR nightmare.
You ain't just whistling Dixie.
You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, you're not going to convince anybody in 2020 to hang a black guy for shit. It's not going to happen. Add the fact that he's gay. Now you're hitting into two fucking social stereotypes. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah.
And if you look at the
Yeah.
news with Trump and all this, and Trump and then all the fuckers in the movie industry and stuff, it is all about crucifying white people.
Yeah.
So I'm just, this one lady told me, she's like, that's a little blasphemous. And I'm like, no, it's not. We all know Jesus was white. So my point is I got a complaint.
Yeah, I bet you did.
And the beautiful part is I'm not going to not say the joke.
Right. Well, so Doug Stanhope was talking. I was watching something that he was in, and he was talking about that when the whole Me Too movement came about, that it did something to comedy, and not necessarily in a good way, not in a bad way, but it makes a comedian have to now explain their joke a little better.
Bill Burr said it too.
And that might be what.
Bill Burr
That
said
might
it's
be
like
what's
we're
lacking,
walking-
and that might have been why there was a complaint, is because, maybe in order for you to be able to, because you told me what was asked of you, and
Well, no, I don't think that it is at all that it needs to be explained differently. I, honest to God,
not necessarily differently, but in a little more detail.
bullshit.
You don't think so?
No, I think that it's one person. We were talking about this with alphas and
Right.
betas. It's a culture that these people are sitting there and they go, fuck it. I want to be important. I'm going to be offended.
I need
But
my voice to be heard.
Right, here's the beautiful thing about being offended, and this is for anybody that's listening. You ready? You have to make a fucking choice to be offended.
Yep. I agree with that.
Just like, for instance, love and hate.
Yep.
Love and hate come from the same place.
Yep.
Love requires not as much work in the sense of the emotion itself.
But it's still a decision.
Right. Hate requires, but they both require passion to continue feeding it.
Yeah.
And the thing is
Yeah, no, you're
I'm
100%
offended.
right.
And what happens is, and I'm not bad-mouthing the club at all. But if all of your friends come in here and one of your friends gets upset and then that's who the fuck complained, fuck you.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I don't write any joke with the intent to hurt anyone's feelings.
Right.
I don't write
You're
the
trying
joke.
to be a comic.
I'm trying to be a comic. And here's the other thing. All I'm doing is highlighting the fact that we keep changing shit. Instead of focusing on the big problems, we're focusing on the fact of gay Black Santa has got to be a thing. It's got to be a thing. And what I'm saying is it doesn't matter if it's gay Chinese Santa, gay, it doesn't fucking matter. My point is you don't have to change everything from the fucking past because people are all of a sudden now feeling left out. There's so many fucking pronouns for everybody. How many different Santas are we going to have?
Well, and there's. I understand exactly what you're saying, but to play devil's advocate, there are, gay black. I don't know, not Santa's husband.
Well, it's
you know what? I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do here, and
keep me tethered to the ground.
yeah, and kind of shed light on the opposite side of it. But I can't do it in this one. I can't do it.
Well, no.
Leave well enough alone. Santa Claus has always been Santa and Mrs. Claus. Who the fuck wrote the book about Santa and his fucking husband? And who the fuck? You know what? I want to know how many copies were sold.
Well, the thing is, it's just like, what if, because I feel like it's coming, and I really do, and I'm not judging anybody. Do not look that book up. My point is, and you're going to see what I was talking about, but are we going to do this where Santa decides that Santa doesn't want to be Kris Kringle anymore and he wants to be Kristy Kringle? And I'm just saying, how far are we going to go to where we change the same stuff? And I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about just where we believe and everything. Look, right on the cover there.
Yeah.
Thought I was joking.
No, I didn't think you were joking. I just wanted to see it. And it is. Are you sure he's black and he's not just like super tan from being up north out in the sun all the time? Because they get
Look at the cover of the
24
fucking
hours
book.
of
Look
sunlight.
at go to images and look at the
Image-
fucking.
oh.
Yeah, he's black.
Oh, let's see.
And they didn't even go with like. Look at that. Yeah.
Oh man, they are googly eyed like a motherfucker, son.
Right. Look, no, there's him kissing him right there.
Where?
Children's books
This
tell
one
the
right
story of black gay Santa Claus right there. And I'm getting fucking ridiculed like I made this shit up.
No, who's ridiculing you?
Well, I mean, I got him going, well, you can't make that joke anymore.
Oh, okay. I see. Santa's husband.
And you notice that, I don't mean to be rude, but you notice that white Santa's staying at home.
I didn't notice that. I mean,
It
look,
doesn't matter.
I was about to say, look, let me just
I
say
just-
something.
I just-
None of this shit offends me
No,
at all.
I'm just saying.
I
look,
don't
he's-
give a fuck.
White Santa's staying at the house.
Oh, they got a fucking hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
They got a Kindle edition. I want to know, man. This is why we need a producer, man. I want to know how many
I'm just
copies
there's it
sold.
right there. How many copies sold? Let's see. And I guarantee it's going to be an astronomical fucking number. I just think that mainly it's because it's as a comic, it's your job to make light of what you know, whether or not. Do I think that it doesn't matter? No, it does not matter to me what the book is about. Is that what you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's my job that if it looks just a tad bit ridiculous that the world is losing their shit over this book, you know, I think it's funny.
and look, man. Just as much as you want to be able to have this book, not you, but in general, people out there that listen. Just as much as you want this 11 million. Oh no, that's okay. I was about to say, God damn. Just as much as you people out there that are upset about people that joke about this or people that make fun of this or ridicule it, just as much as you want this book to be out there, I mean, we grew up with something else. So, I mean, I can see let them have it and let me have mine.
Well, it's more along the lines of if I would have
I can't
said,
see how many copies.
if I would have got up there and said it with a place of hate. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, oh, this is fucking dumb. This is the dumbest shit. That y'all, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing any of that.
You know, you could change it up to where the where you're talking about the audacity of them saying that there'd be a fat jolly black guy in the cold like that.
My point is simple. I just, you know, I've made jokes before about like I made a new but it was several jokes that apparently I have to watch out for.
Did they say something about more than one joke?
Mm-hmm. I make another joke because you know I have a gay Filipino roommate,
Right.
and I adore the little son of a bitch,
Right.
and he is great, and I wish him nothing but
He
happiness.
makes great pancakes and hand jobs, right?
No, never,
no, hand jobs are
never
not-
gotten pancakes. So
Thank you. Yes, good job.
so
Good job. You want zebra cake? I know you said you're off the ship. Man, it's a fucking zebra cake.
I know, I understand.
Come on, little Debbie. Where you at?
Little Deborah.
Little Deborah. Oh, hold on. What was the one? There was one that had a big old fat bitch on it. Was that who it was? Little Deborah? Little chunky trunk bitch on it? That shit's funny as fuck. You know, we talk about them changing stuff up. Have you seen the...
Hang on, I was in the middle of telling you something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got excited about my zebra cake. Hey, man, we're looking for sponsors, little Debbie. Holler
Little
at me.
Deborah.
Little Deborah. Hey, little Deborah. Holler at your boy.
I said, hey.
No, because I
Little
don't want there to be
Deborah.
a snack cake out there called a Little Deborah and it be all... Because Little Debbie's got it figured out. These things are fire. Don't...
Well, I'd be okay with being
Don't.
sponsored by Tasty Cake.
Dude, I you know what? I would like to be sponsored by Little Deborah now that I said that, just because it's a fucking sponsor.
That has to be like Lil, Lil Deborah.
Little Deb, and then we can get sponsored by some insulin company.
Oh man.
Anyway, I apologize. I didn't mean to cut your rant
well,
short.
no, it wasn't a rant, but like another joke that has been ridiculed at the club is the fact that I said, look, you know, as a person that has a gay Filipino roommate, and I said, I love little bastard to death, but I said, I'm going to let you know with the transgender movement, I really do feel like they're making it a little easier for gays to get into heaven. Because it's one thing to tell your dad you did what you weren't supposed to do. It's another thing to tell your dad that he put the bicycle together wrong. Like, that's not where the
And they
brakes
complain
go,
about
Dad.
that?
Yeah. And the thing is they don't no sense of humor about themselves.
Well,
I mean, I could understand the joke that I call it when I compare living in my remanufactured house to remanufactured dick meat. I get it. It's a little hard to swallow.
so you don't think my excavator joke would go over well?
No.
do you?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It goes great with comedians that understand that you're a good person.
Yeah.
But my problem is, and I understand, there's certain words you shouldn't say.
Right.
You know, but it's like,
I wonder how many people are listening thinking, what is that excavator joke he's talking about?
I'll have to tell you that one in person.
And one day, I don't think I can tell you that one now.
No, I wouldn't do it.
No, it's not hateful, though.
It's not. But the
It's
thing
just a funny situation that took place because it's a true story.
I understand.
It is 100%
but
true.
we live in a world where the truth doesn't fucking matter.
No, I can respect that.
They don't want
I
to
get it.
hear that we don't mean anything hard. At the end of the day,
What if it's the true story is about me shitting my pants? They
What?
want to hear that, don't they?
of course they do.
Absolutely.
But they want us to all pretend that we all, like, here's the thing. I really could give two flying fucks what you do with your body or who you do it with.
Yep.
I don't give a shit. That's none of my business. I have always said
If you try
on
to talk
stage,
me into it and I tell you no, back the fuck off.
plain and simple. I always
Leave my kids out of it until they're old enough to decide for themselves.
Well, what I said was, what was it? I don't care what you do or how you live your life, just don't do it on my cloth furniture.
It doesn't wipe off. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't wash the sin off, you know. If Jesus does a bunk check at my house, I want to make sure I've got it covered.
That's right. That's a wholesome joke right there.
I understand, but do you
I
know how
like
many
that.
people have gotten offended? My favorite thing is when I go get a haircut, everybody asks me, what kind of haircut do you want? I'm like, the Angry Dyke. That's... And they know exactly what I want. I get the haircut I need.
Your barber
Yeah, knows
nailed it.
Nailed it, right?
Mhm.
The Angry Dyke. And then, of course, I always say that I'm typically the best looking lesbian in the room.
Dallas has your beat.
No, Dallas looks like a sad lesbian. That's different. He looks like one that's angry that
You
just...
talked to him lately?
No,
I hadn't talked to him
since the other night.
since 19.
God, how time flies when
That
you...
has 2 meanings.
Boom, 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 boom. We're heartless. Or insensitive. Well, I had a friend of mine
You
because
think somebody will comment on that?
I don't give a fuck.
Be offended?
Somebody said, "Oh man, that guy's a racist," and the friend of mine looked and he goes, "I'm not racist. I'm racially insensitive."
I mean, I still like that. I'm not racist. I hate everyone equally, but
Well, that's basically what he was saying. I mean,
I don't know, man. Too many people are. I don't know. Too many,
they get butthurt over stupid shit.
but it's not a lot of people. It's not like a lot of folks that get butthurt over stuff.
It
It happens.
to make a thorn in my ass.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, let them complain about it, and then go about your life because they're
Oh
the
no!
one-
Well,
they're the ones that has to live with that
You're gonna
shit.
love how my mindset was when I heard it. It was simple. I didn't go, "Oh God, I got in trouble." Smack of the hand. I went.
Yeah,
My thought was, I'm doing something right.
yeah,
That's a good.
Yeah, no,
because
absolutely.
the thing is, it's a good quality joke. It's funny. It gets a laugh. And you know what? There are going to be people that don't fucking like you. Now, if you go into a room every night consistently and they never like you, that's one thing.
Does the joke work if you change it to Moses?
Do you think it's the Jesus?
I think it might be the Jesus. So you change it to Moses, but then you can poke fun at the fact that I don't know how they're going to get a black gay Moses on a boat. You motherfuckers don't know how to swim.
That was Noah.
No, yeah, Noah. Excuse me, I'm tripping. That's what I meant to say.
Moses
Noah, I'm tripping.
parted the Red
Maybe
Seas.
you know what? Maybe those gummies
Because
were
that
a
would-
good idea.
I'm not going to lie to you.
No.
They would believe that Black K. Moses freed the slaves.
See, maybe change it to Moses then.
No.
I had the right idea, but the wrong person in my brain. So yeah,
Because I
I was thinking
Black Gay-
stereotypical. Going
Black
after
gay
the joke,
Moses,
fucked it up.
who's he going to save? He's supposed to save his family.
Yeah.
He's going to save his mom and his disappointed father.
Come on, girl. What if, did you say save his father and his disappointed mother?
That's what his disappointed father.
No, his mother and his disappointed father. No, he's not saying. Daddy,
You're staying on land.
You're staying here.
You're not coming on this big wooden ship full
Oh,
of...
are we talking about Noah? Are we still talking about Noah? Or are we back? Which one are we doing? I'm confused.
Moses was in a basket. He didn't know who his dad was. Shut up, John.
Oh, God, I wish the camera would have been on me. Son of a bitch, we need a producer. All right, let's steer the fuck away from this completely.
You're the one
We're going
who's
back
digging
to,
the
we're going
fuck
back to
up.
Noah, right?
Back to
Oh,
Noah.
shit.
I'm just going to let you bitches know one thing. You're not getting on this ship.
Somebody comb that lion's mane out before we get off.
Ugh, do we really have to keep tapers? Tapiers?
Who's going to clean up all this shit? Nobody talked about that.
I need my secretive manservant Raul.
What's that smell? Ugh. All these animals stink. What do you think the lions did when they got hungry?
According to the Bible, they stayed their hunger. They didn't eat any. They didn't.
Well, I mean, I guess he's all powerful. He can do whatever he wants.
It's just the thought of everybody, like everything. For instance, like my nephew he wanted to be part of the Gay Straight Alliance or whatever it is in California, and that was fine. Except
well, hold on a second. So the where gay people and straight people come together to
be human beings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like everyday life.
Yeah,
Huh.
except
okay.
in a school setting.
Sorry if I just stepped on your joke there.
There wasn't a joke, but like my brother was down up until the point where they started trying to go back in history and prove that some of the quirky nature of people was really them hiding their closeted sexuality.
I'd be willing to bet there's been gay people around forever.
I'm pretty sure that like
Nothing's
if you
changed.
look at nature, you got two billy goats walking around a mountain. They ain't found any she billy goats.
They're not fucking.
They would fuck one another.
I don't think they would.
They would. It's an absolute. Most animals practice homosexuality.
This is documented?
Yes.
God, I need somebody to say, look that shit up.
I mean, look at your dogs. They're both male.
They don't fuck?
Yeah, it's not true. You told me that
No,
they have...
Pete tries to hump Gumbo to establish dominance. He's never penetrated the dog.
Well, my point is... Well, I mean...
They've never fucked.
But I'm just letting you know. Dolphins, seahorses...
Seahorse, sea hill?
I'm just saying.
Seahorse, sea captain?
Sometimes...
brought that shit?
Sometimes in nature, it's any port in a storm.
What a fine way to say that.
Got a Charlie horse.
Oh, this is great. Let me move the camera back.
Oh, my God.
Everybody watch Glenn Fold. So,
Oh. Jesus.
well, I hate that someone took offense to your joke. They did come to a comedy club. You think that they would expect jokes?
Who wears their offended pants to a comedy club? That's what I need to know. Who decides that they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to get pissed off. And I'll tell you who it is. Middle-aged white people. No, I'm just kidding.
Here we go.
No, I just know it was a white person. I just had a feeling.
Then that definitely. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that it's because it's Jesus, a gay black Jesus, is what you say.
I think it's because I openly said in a room full of black people that it's all about crucifying white people.
No,
I think that's the
don't
most
think
offensive.
I don't think they give a fuck about that.
No, I think that's the most offensive part of that joke.
Why?
Because when you are the only few, like 4 white people in a room full of black people, the light's on you to laugh at that. Well, now they're offended because they feel like they have to feel something. Instead of looking at it like it's a big giant white guy that just said this. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason that I say this stuff is a fearless execution of not really caring. I don't think that it's offensive. I think that you have to wake up offended. I think
Let me
that
ask
you
you
have
this.
to make a decision to be offended.
Let me ask you this: do you think the joke is hacky?
No. Hacky would imply that I'm... What are you talking about, low-hanging fruit? Or are you talking about...
Well, just I mean, look, I'm so new to comedy. I don't know. I'm not sure what a hack joke is. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's...
And let me get to the point real quick before you mansplain hack joke to me there, Whitey. Anyway.
Cracker.
Do you think that maybe they weren't necessarily offended, but it was just a hacky... Is it a hacky joke?
No. I would say it's not.
Because it's yours, or because it's not?
Well, I mean, it's not.
I don't know. I don't think it's a hacky joke. Don't get it fucked up. But I mean, if the masses, obviously, it was only one person that got offended, but you said there weren't a lot of people there.
No, it's the thing was I've used it on multiple stages in front of multiple crowds.
And mixed reactions, or
No, they laughed their ass off. They're shocked.
even
by it.
Saturday?
Yeah, they were laughing that night. It's not like the whole room got silent. And was like, oh God.
Cricket.
No, it went over well.
Well, then I would continue telling the joke,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
And it's up to you if you want to change it from Jesus to something else.
I'm
to
not
see if
changing. Why would
to
I
see
ju-
if that is what it was?
Black, gay, Gordon
Well, but, I mean,
Ramsay.
are you wanting to try to figure out if people are offended by the
I don't
Jesus
give a
portion?
fuck if they're offended.
Oh, then why are we talking about it?
Because I was told that I can't do something. That's ridiculous. Why are you telling me how to do my craft?
Okay, so then may I broach the subject of do you want to even return to the place that?
No, what it's going to do is I'm going to write something that is different. I can respect it if they don't want that joke said at that place. That does not mean that I'm going to retire the joke. I can respect him because that's a business.
And just not tell the joke there.
Mm-hmm.
The joke isn't crucial enough to your hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know how long you did. But the joke's not crucial enough to that where you have to keep it in.
No,
That's good.
I'm
I'm so new to it. I mean, if somebody told me they were offended by a joke, I'd be like, well, fuck, man, hold on. I got to go back.
Well,
I got to go start writing.
The thing
something.
is, you gotta watch what you say anyway, and you have to have multiple avenues to go down anyway. I mean, I couldn't do a complete. That's what I would call a blue set that I do. Very dark, very blue, and I mean, it just kind of mirrors what I'm feeling
Right.
at life, I guess. And then you have happy, jovial, excited, and then no cussing, and I mean, it's all part of the
Still
thing.
yet to hear you do the clean show. I missed that library.
Well, it was great. It's probably the best 17 minutes you've ever seen me. I did, and that one bothered people.
How?
Well, the thing
Are you
is,
sure it's not just you that bothers
yeah,
people?
it might be because I opened
tone
up.
of
I
voice.
opened up with because
It's
again,
that fluffy face.
it's the silliness behind everything. Okay, in marketing, you have to look at what demographic are you trying to sell items to? Okay,
All right.
Charmin toilet paper.
Okay.
What demographic? What family demographic are those fucking bears? Because there's not a lot of demographics that fall into, I'm going to check my 12-year-old glasses-wearing bear son's ass for toilet paper or leftovers.
I mean, bears grow pretty quick. They could be a 4-year-old bear, you know.
So you're telling me on the thing when he's playing with he's got.
Hey, man,
he's
it's
play-
a cartoon character.
my
I'm saying
point
it's
is,
ridiculous.
He is playing with shit that's complicated. He's putting puzzles together on there, and this motherfucker doesn't know how to wipe his asshole.
You know,
What demographic? That's not black. That's not white. That's not Asian. I don't understand. What family demographic are you selling toilet paper to? Because they're fucking
Bears?
creepy. No, right.
Hairy?
Bears.
Hairy
would be it.
ass people?
And you know why bears would be the right answer for that? Because bears are the only people that are going to be that fucking blown away by the miracle of toilet paper.
Two things.
No. Because I'm going to shut this down. You ready?
Yeah.
The family is sitting on a reclining couch and everything together, rubbing toilet paper on their face. What demographic does that? Is that what y'all do with your family of, 5? Y'all just sit around the fucking living room, ain't got no TV on, just sitting there rubbing the ass paper all over your face, wasting fucking trees.
Let me just tell you something. What we do on Tuesdays
It's none of your
is none of your goddamn business.
none of your fucking business.
But I got two things to say.
One,
I don't have to check my kid's ass because I remedied that situation by buying a Tushy. It's a bidet. I got us a bidet. It's fucking fantastic. Everyone mocked me and ridiculed me for purchasing a bidet.
nobody mocked you.
Everyone in this house mocked me.
Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah. And now all of them have clean asses and they love it and want one for the front bathroom. So, boom. Fuck yeah. Number 2. There was a bear and a rabbit shitting next to each other. The bear looks over at the rabbit and says, "Hey, man, shit stick to your fur?" Rabbit says, "Nope, not even a little." Bear says, "Cool." Grabbed the rabbit, wiped his ass with it, threw him back in the woods. Got it. Boom! You don't like my bear joke? Everybody look at Glenn's face. He's mad because I nailed him with a We're only 29 minutes, man. You can't stop it yet. You still got 15 of this to go.
It's like it's like one of those horrible fraternity games.
You know, I was never in a fraternity.
Me either. But what
Thank
I'm telling
God.
you is, I just feel like I just really feel very.
We did drift away.
No, because we were talking about other things like I have a friend of mine. He's going through the Big D in Domain, Dallas.
Yeah.
And the thing is we were talking, and he starts laughing. He's like, "What competition does he have going into the dating pool?" Because a lot of people, but at the same time, rugged, do-it-yourself men aren't what they want anymore.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I would be deathly afraid of trying to get into the dating thing because you're not gonna find what you're only gonna really be able to find the new age way of relationships, which I mean sounds fun, but I kind of like what I got. You know what I mean?
What
That's
is this?
fun, too.
What new age are you talking about here?
The Netflix and chill.
I live in Keithville.
And if I'm gonna tell you right now,
If I got thrown back into that world,
yeah.
I live in Keithville. You're going to come out all the way to Keithville. That's a good way to accidentally keep one for the rest of your life.
No, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you did get thrown back into that world and they did come out to Keithville, that's a guarantee they're coming out to fuck. Because there ain't nobody driving all that damn way to just hang out for a little bit.
I've always been a classy bitch.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Always been classy.
Man, I would not want to be getting divorced this deep into it. 11 years. 3 kids.
Equity.
I don't think anything like that would be an issue. I mean, I don't think it would be. God only
You'd be
knows.
surprised. I hear these things can get nasty as fuck.
I'm a product of one. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Love you.
Oh no, I mean shit. My parents were separated.
Man, I remember. Never mind. I can't. I'm not gonna air y'all's dirty laundry. I promise. So, but I just remember it was rough. It was something else.
It was ugly.
It was very ugly.
You know, I mean, and I've seen some really, really ugly divorces where people treated other people like garbage. And I always said, if that happened to me, I would not do that and make a valiant effort not to be that way.
I mean, I know I've been in my past relationships when something went wrong and we split up. It was, you know, you let everybody know what that bitch did or what that bitch was doing.
Oh, I've never
blah,
done
blah,
that. I
blah.
have never been that way.
No, I mean, I fully admit it. But at this day and age.
Are you accusing me of not?
No.
Because I wasn't like that. I'm just not that type of person.
No, I'm just saying I fully did it.
No, you did. Okay.
But if I was to say get a divorce from my wife today,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't air our dirty laundry. We were just a difference of opinion because I watched it on multiple fronts with multiple different people who have gotten divorced. And they just, this bitch, that bitch. And what it does is it makes you hate that person.
Mm.
And because they're so angry. And then it's kind of hard for that relationship with the mother or father of your children to continue on down the road with your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your friends, the people that are associated with you, because now you've poisoned all of them by bitching and complaining to everybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just don't believe in giving into that.
But I mean, and I used to. I wouldn't now. There's no fucking way. Just because that my wife, the mother of my children, is going to be in my life for the rest of my life, whether we're married or not.
Well, the thing that I don't get is like the airing of dirty laundry on social media.
That shit's ridiculous.
I mean,
some people do it.
I know. Well, no, I've witnessed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, like, just out of nowhere, it's like, oh, by the way, fuck that guy, and this is what he's done. And I'm just like,
whoa.
Well, I mean, it's just like, is that what the world needs right now?
No, but that's what that person needed, right, Tim?
How do you need it? Public ridicule is not worth the shit.
To me, we're moving into an age of where people don't, you know, that venting would have taken place amongst, like, if it was me and you, say it was I was getting divorced, me and
From
you.
me?
No, I was getting divorced from my wife.
You're getting divorced
Me
from
and
me?
you,
Okay.
me and you are homeboys. That venting would typically take place between me and you, right?
And the
Me,
man
you,
with
wherever
with a
it
few
is,
beers.
it would be
yeah.
it would be live and in person to somebody that you trust, that you're friends with. People don't have that anymore. So the only thing that they have is this odd validation that they get from Facebook, Twitter, whatever. That's where they do their venting at. That's why they air their dirty laundry. And they don't realize that they're not saying it to one person, two people. They're saying it to however many people are looking. And however many people are looking are going to realize it, and then they're going to throw their 2 cents in, and it just gets messy after that.
Yeah, I just don't think that's necessary at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's healthy.
Mm-mm.
I don't think it's healthy for the individual, and I think in the long term, you come to regret it.
Yeah.
And people that do it now, they may disagree with me right in this moment talking about it, but I think in the long term, if you're one of those people that airs your dirty laundry, talks shit about people on Facebook, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Well, see, I've never been a big fan of like saying anything on social media.
No, I like to share some stuff every now
Yeah,
and
but I'm
then,
just talking about,
comment
like,
on some posts,
if I don't-
laugh and
if
joke,
I don't
but
watch-
I don't
if
care
I
what
don't-
kind of elf I am, or what kind of what.
I just don't
Game
have
of Thrones
I don't have
character
time
I
for
am.
that fucking shit. And I don't do a lot of shit talking behind people's back. Now, I will tell you what I think about you straight to your fucking face.
That's good quality.
You know, you might not like it,
Yeah.
but it's there.
Hey.
You know, I mean, yeah, this is how it is. I mean, but actually, I tell everybody, and everybody thinks it's a running gag, but that I'm a creature of peace. And I really am. I firmly believe, and I do not keep a lot of negativity in my mental space. I don't allow for it. And I say allow because I make the decision not to dwell on negative shit. And that started...
Pops in there, but you say, nah, I'm going to go ahead and
Well, I think
about
that you
something
can
else.
give it like a healthy amount of time. Like if it's something that's just truly, earth-shattering to you, yes, have your grieving, have your mourning.
Right.
That's fine. But there's nothing, honestly, that you should allow to devastate your entire person.
The downside to that is it's one of those things that is clearly easier said than done to others. I mean.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I mean, this is my personal thing.
Right, I
with
understand.
me.
I know
It's
that.
it's how I process. I mean, I've sat there with relatives that have passed, stuff like that, and I can be in the room and I can sit there and I can be with them as they are no longer with us.
Right.
And yes, it has a profound effect on me. And yes, I handle death differently than most people.
Can I tell you a story about death?
Is it going to be a fucking joke?
It's a funny story.
Oh, great. Are you going to make that fucking noise?
Do you not want me to?
No, it's not.
I won't do it.
No, if I
I
tell you
won't do
not
it.
to.
No,
you'll
I won't do it. I won't do it. Okay.
Right.
So I used to deliver water, right? And I used to deliver to a funeral home here in town.
Already funny.
No, this is actually pretty funny. So I go in one day, and when I go in one day, I hold the door. I have my hand on my dolly. I got a bunch of little bitty short waters. That's what they give out. I got my hand on my dolly. I grab the door, and as I grab the door, the UPS driver is being kind of a douchebag, and he just comes running up in front of me and runs inside. Doesn't offer to hold the door. I've got 25 cases of these little 8-ounce bottles on my dolly, and this dude just goes running inside. Well, I pull my dolly in, and now he's stuck between me and this bed that's covered up with or this gurney that's covered up with a blanket with a big body on it. And the dude starts freaking out. And he's like, let me out, let me out. Well, right about that time, the guy that works there comes walking around the corner. And he's a little Mexican dude, and he's fucking funny as shit. And he goes, what's wrong, Holmes? What's wrong? And he's like, man, let me out of here, man. I can't be around the dead bodies. And I'm still, because, he was a douchebag, I'm still pulling my dolly in and pushing him closer to this gurney. And he's like, man, I can't do fucking dead bodies. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. And he's like, Holmes, check it out. I want to show you something. And he grabs that blanket, and old boy starts freaking out. Like, he's trying to climb over my dolly. He's knocking water off my dolly. He is trying to get the fuck out of that door. Old boy snatches that blanket back, and it's a gurney full of other blankets, and me and him die laughing right there in the back of it. And the guy gets up, and he's like, man, I thought it was a dead body. And the dude said, that wasn't, but this is. And he flicked the blanket up. There's a little old lady laying there in the gurney.
You probably shouldn't tell that story.
I didn't say where it was from. She was getting ready to go into a box. She was dressed up. She was make-upped up. She was going in a box, but she was covered up in a blanket sitting in the hallway. And, dude, it was one of the funniest moments I've ever experienced in
You
my
just
life.
ruined that.
Why?
Because
What?
that's somebody's grandma.
I don't know whose grandma it
It
was.
doesn't matter.
If it was your grandma, I'm sorry about that. We got a really good laugh at her expense. Love you, Glenn.
We were taking my
Man, you got 5 more minutes to put up with this
we-
shit. I think I can get 2 more in.
we were taking my grandfather's casket
Right.
to the plot.
Okay.
And it had rained the day of.
Okay.
And I'm on the front. Now, all of the grandsons were the pallbearers. Now, all of us are really tall except for one of my cousins that will not be named, but he is substantially shorter than
You
the
know
rest
who
of
you
them.
are, little guy.
And the problem was, I was like, we should put him in the middle, because if we put him at the top or the back, it's going to throw us all off, you know? And then he didn't feel useful. And
Put
so-
him in the middle. Hold on, let me make that motion.
So the irony in this is, whenever we're getting to Pappy's plot, I hit the fresh dirt that had been dug and sank a fucking foot. I mean, dressed up and just, boom, and thank God that short fucker was there, because like my grandmother just saw my left leg go all the way up to my fucking knee in the mud.
Oh my God.
And I was like, wait. People had to come. I'm holding my grandpa, and people had to come lift me by the elbows out of. Lost my shoe. Like,
Dude, what's fucked up is I know exactly that situation, except for carrying the casket.
well, that's when I realized I had a weight problem, because at almost 400 pounds, I wasn't built for clay.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I fucking-
And that's what Louisiana's made of.
and I mean, I just fucking just, it was horrid.
Man, I jumped out of a route truck one time at Music on Water, and I was when I first started working there. I was like literally maybe 4 days in,
Mm-hmm.
and I jump out of this route truck to go run a case of water up to these people, or to go. Actually, no, I went to run up there and see if they had any empty bottles out. Actually, and I jumped out of the passenger side of the truck and went to run up this yard. And man, as soon as I hit the grass, I sunk to my knee, and lost my shoe. Had to reach down in there like.
In the wet hole.
Well, I mean, it was a perfect hole, you know what I mean? And what's fucked up is it was dry, and it had been dry. So they had a water leak or a sewer leak or something right there, which made it really wet. I had to reach down in there and pull this fucking shoe out, and it's a brand new pair of shoes.
Not anymore.
And this fucking shoe is full of mud. It's covered in mud, and I ended up taking a 5-gallon bottle and taking the cap off and washing my shoe off. Like, I was so bougie back then. I was like, man, can you take me to the house and let me get another pair of shoes? He was like, no, we're fucking working, you faggot. Like, all right.
I used to install cable. And
Been there.
It's a terrible job.
Which is worse to you, attic or underneath?
Depends on where you're going. Attic in the summertime, substantially worse than underneath the house in the summertime. Summertime period, I mean, any time period you go under a house, there's a chance that you're going to find a mummified animal of some sort.
Dude, I've come across rats, cats, rabbits.
I think you can agree the worst thing that I ever had to do was those center eave mounts for the box around like Cross Lake, where it's a 2-story house.
Mhm.
You're 30 fucking feet in the air.
Mhm.
And
You're talking about installing satellites.
No, I'm talking about like we had the box.
Oh, okay, a junction. Excuse me.
Yeah. So we're up there, and it's right at the point, and something told me, I don't know why, my brain said, wasps don't nest 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, they're afraid of heights. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
Makes
Man,
perfect
I
sense.
opened that fucking door, that little plastic fucking box, and that wasp nest landed right on my face, and I jumped. Like, my fight or flight response said, fuck it. I jumped off the ladder.
Fuck it, I'd rather die.
I'd rather die.
How high up do you think you really were, like, legitimately?
I'd went down about 5 or 6 steps before I decided, fuck it.
How high do you think you were? Like, what size ladder was it?
It was a 40-foot ladder.
40, like a 40-foot extension?
Mm-hmm.
They should have had you on a bucket truck, son.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't all the extended 40
Right.
feet. But I definitely, I remember landing.
She stung in the face?
No.
That's good. Did you break anything?
Yeah.
What'd you break?
Twisted my ankle.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, I twisted my ankle and my wrist because apparently I'm not a stunt man.
Yeah. And you weighed fucking 300 something, 400 pounds,
pretty
right?
big fucking guy.
Yeah, I've taken some tumbles off ladders. That were
Nah,
fucking
I'm
rough,
just telling
man.
you right now. It was fucking. And then one time I was in Cross Lake, same. And I get up the ladder and I'm up on this fucking. I'm at the ladder's fully extended, and you know the poles out in the woods are taller. And I'm way up there, and the wind's kind of blowing a little bit, and I'm just trying to hook this fucking box up to the tap, and I look down, and I see nothing. And I keep working. I'm running, doing all my lines, tying them up nice, making sure I don't get any fucking dings on this shit. And I look down, and there's a motherfucking alligator at the base of my fucking ladder.
Hey, what are you doing up there?
And I looked, and I went...
Coming down here for lunch?
I looked down, and I'm like, oh, fuck you, no. And somebody's like, Glenn, that story's not real. I had to call my supervisor. I said, I'm going to be late to the next job. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, there is something at the base of my ladder that can eat me. He's like, jump over. It's just an alligator. What the fuck do you mean?
Fuck you, asshole.
Like, fuck you. I remember I was over in Milam and Lakeshore. And I went into this backyard, and I heard the sound that only a logging chain can make that's being unraveled at a high rate of speed towards an intruder.
A logging chain? Oh, like a chainsaw?
No, like a chain that you...
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And what that was attached to was a very large pit bull.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, he gets real close to biting the fuck out of me. And this lady's like, don't worry, that dog will bite you.
Don't worry, the dog will bite.
And I looked at her and I said, baby girl, I got something in that truck will bite that dog a hell of a lot harder than he'll ever bite me. And she goes... You threatening to kill my dog? No, that is a promise. That if that dog, best chain him up to that stump just a little bit better, because I come from a different breed of people that bite me once, shame on the dog.
Yeah.
Like,
I've dropped 5-gallon bottles on dogs.
I saw a guy tell his wife, junkyard dogs, they're mean.
Fuck yeah, they are.
And
They're hungry.
Yeah. I mean, and this guy was like, that dog won't bite you. And every one of us like, that dog will bite you. He told his wife. And this dumb bitch goes to pet this fucking Cujo-looking motherfucker and gets her arm bit. That woman got her arm ripped to fucking shreds, and he knew it was going to happen.
What do you think of my prank, honey?
That'll teach you, you dumb bitch. Like, I
touch
mean,
my dog.
and I'm sitting there like, you just told your wife to put her hand in a fucking meat grinder. I don't know. People are fucking dumb.
Does that grind your gears?
Boy, it was a great episode. Boy, we covered a lot of ground.
Man, we have been all over the place.
Yeah, we have. And you know what we need more than anything? People to like, subscribe, and hit those fucking notifications.
Please.
For all this great content and every time. If you think we're doing a good job, tell us. If you think we're not, tell us. We would prefer to have some response, but it feels like we're just sending this out into the universe.
Hey, we'll keep sending them.
We're going to keep sending them.
We'll keep sending them.
you
But
know?
yeah, please let us know. Like if there's, look, those of you that are subscribed to us, you know who we are. If you know somebody that we know that you want us to have on here, let us know.
We
If
do not
if the audio
discriminate.
sucks, if the video sucks, if something sucks, let us know. Let us know what you want us to talk about, please. I mean, even just say, and look, I'm going to say this, and I know somebody's going to do it. Even just say, hey, man.
Glenn sucks.
No, or, hey, man. I was just going to say, hey, man, fuck you. And they could be talking to either one of us. I could say, oh, they're talking to Glenn. You can say, oh, they're talking to Johnny. So
We know they'd be talking to Johnny.
No, that would be if they threw a I wanna in front of that. So, anyway.
I want you.
Sing it, son.
I want you so bad.
Oh, anyway. All right. Well, hey, we need a theme song anyway.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to call it?
We're going to call it episode 22.
Thank you, guys. We really do appreciate it.
Like, subscribe,
Notify.
notify.
All right. Thanks, y'all.